Well, the whole thing about it is that your mind has the ultimate tactical advantage over you.
Yes.
It knows your insecurities, knows your fears, it knows your self-doubts, it knows all those creepy spots that we want to stay clear of. So our mind keeps us from those spots. What's that? Basically, what you have to do is just look at yourself in the mirror. We are always, a lot of us are waiting for this magical thing to happen and fix our lives. Like, for instance, a lot of things damaged my life. It wasn't just all me. You know, it's your dad, it's your mom, it's your childhood, it's being bullied, it's so many things that we all have a story. But what happens is we're always sitting in, I call it poopy pants.
Poopy pants.
Poopy pants. We're all sitting back, woe is me, kicking rocks down the street.
Yeah.
We're waiting for some magical miracle to happen to get fixed. And that's not going to happen.
And jump out of your comfort zone?
You have to do that. You have to face all these things because they're not all yours to own.
You're not always fixed. Through finding peace, you're proud of yourself. It doesn't mean that you're totally fixed and you're all good and everything is great and now I've arrived and I can be comfortable. No, man. It means that you're proud of yourself. But in being proud of yourself, take that time to say, okay, man, I'm still fucked up in a lot of fucking areas. And that's that going back and constantly going back through that and fixing yourself.
No matter what you face, no matter how bad it is going to be, when there is a challenge, and by a challenge, I mean anything in life, any challenge, anything that you're facing, the only way to overcome the challenges that you face is to start walking. Take that step every day, no matter what you are facing. Get up and start walking.
I had to become sick. God made me sick, and I couldn't run. I couldn't push anymore. So I had a lot of time to think about my life. And I never reflected back. Through reflections where you find peace. I never reflected back on that. Never reflected back on where I came from and where I'm at now and all the things I overcame. You have to slow your life down enough to respect what you've done for yourself. All the things you overcome. So to find peace, you need reflection. You need a lot of reflection to go back through and respect the journey. So through there, you find your peace. Now, to go back to the suffering part of life after you find peace, it's important because why? You can't ever think that you've arrived. There must always be growth.
I actually have a fairly simple way of dealing with these situations. It is actually one word to deal with all those situations, and that is good. And this is actually something that one of my guys that worked for me pointed out to me. And he would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. And finally one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem. And he said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good. He said, that's what you always say. And I said, well, yeah. And I mean it. And that is how I feel. When things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated. No. You just look at the issue and you say, good.
When I was 16, 17 years old, I went to this mirror, looked at myself in the mirror, and I saw a person that I wasn't proud of. You have to call yourself out.
You wanted to be proud of yourself.
I want to be proud of myself. You have to call yourself out in a way that's not kind. We live in a very kind, gentle world. We have to find the right words for situations. You have to call yourself out for what it is and change the problem. You have to be real with yourself, real and raw with yourself to fix the problem.
It's not about nature or nurture. It's about choice. The people that are successful decide they are going to be successful. They make that choice. And they make other choices. They decide to study hard. They choose to work hard. They choose to be the first person to get to work and the last person to go home.
They choose to take on the hard jobs and take on the challenges. They decide that they're going to lead when no one else will. They choose who they're going to hang around with and be associated with, and they choose who they're going to emulate. These people choose to become who they want to become. They aren't inhibited by nature or nurture. They overcome both. It's never too late to make that choice. You're never too old to decide where you're going to focus your efforts and push to make the most out of every situation. So, to me, it's not about what you've been through and where you were. It's about where you're going. And it's about the choices that you make. It's about choosing. Choose to make yourself smarter and stronger and healthier. Choose to work out and study and eat good food and keep your mind clean. Don't let nature or nurture make you. Choose to make yourself.
I'm able to visualize and dream like nobody's business. And I know that I can create a vision that many people can't. And I work for it. So the vision I had was when Apollo Creed beat the out of Rocky, beat the out of him, he kept fighting. He was a dumb fighter, couldn't read, that was me. Couldn't read, couldn't write, just punchy, everything about him. And Rocky Apollo beat him. He was in that corner and everybody was saying, stay the down. And him getting up, Apollo Creed raised his arms up in the air, turned around, thought he won the fight. He turns around and sees this guy getting up, and it was the face of Apollo Creed that changed my life. The face of Apollo Creed. It was like, just by that motherfucker getting up, not winning, just by him getting the up, Apollo Creed was champ. He's the best. Rocky had taken his soul, had literally taken his soul. His head goes down. He looks at him like, what the are you? I wanted to be that, not Rocky. I wanted to be the guy that people looked at. I don't care if you like me or didn't like. I don't care. But it said, this motherfucker is going to keep coming after whatever the is in front of him. I wanted that.
Hard to be comfortable with yourself. So it's very hard to be comfortable with other people. That's why I always stress with people, like, you've got to accept yourself for what you've done wrong. Do your best. And also find some difficult to do, because that gets away a lot of the anxiety that you carry around in your body. A lot of difficult things make regular life less difficult. And that sounds so simplistic, but particularly physically difficult things. Because when you do things that are physically difficult, the strain of making yourself do those things, it's very valuable. It's not just valuable like exercise and fitness and martial arts and running and whatever you're doing that's really difficult. It's not just valuable in terms of like health and the way you look, but it's also valuable for your mind, maybe even more so. Because regular life can be confusing, and little things that go wrong and little problems that arise are exacerbated by the fact that you're not accustomed to dealing with hardship.
So they say, you throughout the day, your willpower, if you test it too many times, it gets weaker and weaker. And I actually don't believe that. I actually believe it gets stronger. Mine gets stronger. When the more I hold the line, the stronger the hold is, the better the grip is. It's all together. It's all good together. When you wake up early and you get your workout in, you just stay on track. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to eat that food that I don't need right now. I'm not, it's so much easier. But the day when you're like, I didn't work, I woke up late and I didn't get my workout done, and you know what? There's a donut.
Rip.
And you break down.
Yeah.
So you want to use the discipline. Discipline enforces discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline, more discipline makes more discipline. I think that when you stay strong, you get strong.